Once again, I want to greet everybody, on this Sunday. Hope that your day has been great. I hope that all is well in your family. I thought I wasn't going to need no light, but I may need a little light in here today. Trying to block out some of that sun, man. That sun be like, ooh, screaming through. Block that. I may have to move this another way here. Kind of kill that sun, man. Cause wow, that sun, ooh, that's too bright. I don't know. I can't block it, man. Hey, let there be some light in this joint. And I'm telling you.
You might have to put it here.
Yeah, I may have to, huh? Oh, well, anyway, I'm on live now, so I might as well leave it where it's at. So, happy Sunday. Look, man, I got a question for everybody. And it's about the Freemasons and the Nation of Islam. So, for those of you who know, I go hang out with my brothers at the Nation here in San Diego, Mosque number 8. Minister Hugh Muhammad is minister for the Nation here in San Diego. And I have to ask myself, I'm there all the time. I enjoy what's being said, and I also go to church. So today's topic is going to be about Freemasonry and the Nation of Islam. So greetings to everybody on this Sunday. And, so you have to think. I just want some of you just to sit back and just think about it for a minute, and look at the connection between the bodies. And I would tell you this here. Some years ago in Los Angeles, California, the minister spoke at P.J. Jones event. There was a P.J. Jones had an event here in Los Angeles many years ago, and minister spoke there. And it made me think how welcome he was amongst the craft and brothers to be there. And if you ever go back and listen to the Million Man March speech in 1995, everything he spoke about was dealing in Freemasonry. It dealt in the symbolism of Freemasonry and how that played into where we're at today, and how Freemasonry relates to the black man as he is today. Because if you look at us, and I've said it before, we're the only people who've been drugged from the east on a westly course, buried and left for dead in the west. You name me any other people with those similarities, and we can really have a deep conversation. But until you're able to do that, you have to look at us. And people often wonder, okay, where did Freemasonry come from? How did it get started? And all sorts of questions that we may ask ourselves. But I would tell you, the deeper you dig, the more you will find out, the more you'll shake your head. Because here's what I know as facts. As facts, the emblems and symbols that we use in Freemasonry are written on the walls in Egypt and throughout Africa. That's a fact. The stories or the plays that are acted out within the Masonic, I can give you the origin is Africa, the continent alone. I can say the system that we operate under here in the United States, Americans per se. So we practice in a American type of Freemasonry, because if you go overseas, it is not going to be the same. Some things are definitely different than what we get here. Now, for those of you who are in military, you have traveled overseas. For those of you who have done that, you can vouch and you can say, because I know you know that it's a little different. Even when I spoke about the female Freemasons and how long they've been around, I still got a lot of kickback, a lot of blowback. You shouldn't have been there. If you don't do your own research, not just based upon what someone told you, but go look it up for yourself and have a better understanding for yourself. And stop just believing what everybody tells you. This is why even in the topic it says we must share wisdom, sharing wisdom. And in Freemasonry, that's what we do. Freemasonry is not built for everybody. It is not built for everybody, because of the brotherhood. It is not built for everybody. And that's truth. Everybody is not going to come and find the big secret that Freemasonry is supposed to be holding. But I will tell you this. Freemasons or Freemasonry holds secrets. They do. And anybody can say what they want to say. I'm giving you facts. Okay? It is a fact. It's not the facts. If you really indulge in it, you will find that out. You know, if you really pay attention to what you say and your obligation, you will find that out. You know, and I say that because you can go buy any book from Barnes and Nobles, Amazon, all about Freemasonry, and you can get every password, the opening. You can do all of that. But the thing you won't have, you would not be able to experience the initiation process, which gives legitimacy, which gives the totality of what it is to be a Mason. You won't have it unless you go through the initiation process. Now, once you've gone through that, then you can say, you know what? This right here is different. And it is different. Freemasonry is not your high school fraternity or social club, or even your Greek fraternity or so. It is not that. Freemasonry is built for men. And now when you toss in all of that knowledge, all of that wisdom for which you gather as a Freemason, the Hebrew Israelites, all of them are spitting knowledge. All of them are spitting wisdom. The point is that, are you able to decipher? Are you able to break that down? There's some truth in it, and there's some facts to it, but you have to be able to break that down. That's why I don't throw my brothers and sisters away. And I know most of you will be hopping on the bandwagon, yeah, he did it or she did it, but I'm not throwing my brothers and sisters away, because every time something happens, they know how we feel. They want to know if we're willing to throw them away. I'm not throwing away Bill Cosby. I'm not throwing away R. Kelly. I'm not throwing away Chris Brown. I'm not throwing them away. I mean, that's their life. They did whatever they did. But I'm not just going to throw them away, because everybody, we're the only people that want to throw away our own people. Just give them up. I ain't talking to him. You know what? We can have a disagreement, but does it have to be in such a way that we just totally just throw each other away to the dogs? No, I'm not throwing none of my brothers and sisters away. And I've learned so much by going to the mosque and understanding Islam from their point of view. Not just my own, I have a Quran, but just going and listening and taking upon and reading for myself and finding out for myself is the benefit. Just like going to church, finding out for yourself, reading the Bible for yourself, and then looking up those words that you may not understand and breaking them down and understanding the meaning of them. And in the Bible will open you up. Oh, it'll open you up, but are you willing? Are you, because I mean, even for myself, I would say this. As I matured and was in the Bible and was reading and doing these different things, I had to close it up only because I got pissed. Because every time I look up and I started not just YouTubing, but I started to look up things. You know how you Google God and see what comes up. It looks nothing like you. If you black, it looks nothing like you. And I had to find out for myself. I had to go and do my own research and understood that the Pope, when he prays, he has a black Jesus and a black Mary. Yeah, that's truth. When I found that out, I was like, that's deep. But why every time you look up, that's not what's being portrayed? When I see us and how they portray us in the media, it's sad. It is really sad. And then most of us want to throw each other away. I'm not throwing us away. I am pro-black, and I'm not anti-anything. I'm just pro-black, period. I don't care if you're International Modern Free, PHO, PHA, you are my brother. Now, whether you want to accept that or not, that's totally up to you. I don't have an issue with it. But going to an alley and it's me and you Prince Hall, and I'm Ancient Free and Accepted, and here comes some fools. No, we're gonna have to go down together. Now, you may feel different. But that's not how life works. We're in the same boat. You can say whatever you want to say. But we are in the same boat. Now, one of us may have a little bit more money than the other, but when it comes down to it and we go to court, they see a black man or a black, they They don't care nothing about your money. They'll break you and leave you in a poorhouse. And then they set you free. Trust me. Y'all should know that by now. And then you'll be wondering what's really going on. You know? We do not get the same justice as other people do when it comes to court. Okay? We don't. We must realize we're going to have to work together. This is what I like about the Nation of Islam. They will work with anybody as long as it's for the benefit of the people. I can set aside my disagreements and work with you as long as it's for the benefit of the whole. And that's what we have to realize as Masons and as Eastern Stars. We have to set aside our differences for the bigger picture. And when you're able to do that, trust me, people are gonna come at you. Why are you talking to him? Why are you talking to her? You know? But are you, like New Edition says, can you stand the rain? Can you stand it when people come against you, when you're talking to somebody that they don't like? And that's the thing. I have friends who don't like each other. And I like both of them. But you know what? I'm not going to tarnish the relationship. I'm just going to have to work with it. Because I think that we can do so much more together. You know? And what happens is that we allow other people to come in and to separate us from each other. Who told you that, oh, he's clandestine? When you have the oldest charter in the United States of America, you have the oldest charter. You have the only real document that says that it was given to you from another place. And you can prove it. But they called you clandestine. And then when they gave you the branch and said, it's all good now, brother, you know, we recognize you. In other words, in my own personal humble opinion, and it's not a fact, but an opinion, is that if your Grand Lodge is older than the Junior Grand Lodge, the Junior Grand Lodge should seek recognition from you. Period. Now, there are some old state Grand Lodges here, but their lineage and their history is shaky too. See, that's the thing. Everybody's history and lineage is shaky. Every one of them. Nobody really got started the right way according to what was put out in 1923 by the United Grand Lodge of England when they said that there must be 3 lodges in order to make a Grand Lodge. And then from themselves, they come together and they elect their Grand Lodge officers just as it was done in 1717, which is really not the year that happened. Now, talk back to me on that, you know. So, we who are in the various organizations, be it the Nation of Islam or any other fraternal order, we're going to have to learn to pull our resources together to be able to work together. I'm going to tell you what happened to me a few years back when I was Grand Master, and Brother Omar Scarf from the Most Wishful Sons of Light Grand Lodge here in California. They had just gotten done with their annual Supreme Session in Ontario, California. Now, mind you, we are in totally 2 different jurisdictions. But what happened during that time is that he gave me the information in regards to the hotel. I, in like manner, called the hotel up and got the same rates he received thereabouts. And it was because of his doing. That's what you call working together. He didn't try to shun me or cut me down. He lifted me up. He said, man, look, go to this hotel. You know, their rates are pretty good. Give them my name. You know, and we was able to work through that. But what happens in our own community, if I tell you and give you my name, I expect for you to take that in reverence and not don't make me look bad. And this is what happens sometimes. So when I look at the Nation of Islam and being a Mason, there are a lot of Masons in the Nation of Islam. There's a trust me, there are a lot of Masons in the Nation of Islam. And I've had the opportunity to speak. And some of them being Prince Hall. Oh, don't get it twisted. There are a lot of Masons who are Prince Hall that are part of the Nation of Islam. There are some that are free and accepted. But they're there, you know, and the idea that they're being there and I have a conversation with them, it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. And this is why it's important for people to have that peace. And this is that platform. I'm thankful that my grandmasters allowed me to come on this platform and to actually speak on some of the things I speak on, because a lot of times people get shunned. They really get shunned. Well, I can't talk about that. No, this is Freemasonry for free thinkers. And if you're not allowed to think freely and to really search out for wisdom and knowledge and to be able to take that and give that to someone else, then you're in the wrong spot. I'm waiting. I'm gonna give it 6 months. There's a project I'm doing, or I ain't gonna say a project, but it's an experiment that I'm watching take place with one of my with a friend of mine who's gonna do some other stuff, and I'm waiting to see what this project gonna turn out to be. I guarantee you he's gonna be making a call back. I'm just saying. You know what I'm talking about. I guarantee you're gonna be making, because it's gonna be different. I'm gonna tell you, there is nothing greater than being accepted by your own people. There's nothing greater than that. You can say whatever there's not, brothers and sisters, there's nothing greater than being accepted by your own people. And when you get that, then you understand why I say I'm pro-black. I'm ancient, free, and accepted Masons. I enjoy the craft, but that's what I am. That's what I do. That's this platform. This platform is to unite, not to separate, but to unite, to let you know that, hey, no matter where you go, what you say, you're going to always be around one of us. It's just that simple. But when you can't grab hold of that, and when you don't see the value in yourself by being around your own, then you got some problems to check out. And this is what I've gotten from the Nation of Islam. This is what I've gotten from them. I go every other Sunday, I go down to Mosque number 8 here in San Diego, and I listen. And I grab it in, and you know what? Yeah, right. I have this, and I've read it. I haven't read it all the way through, but I've read it. Some things I'm like, wow, that's deep. I have to take a step back, but I call or I ask someone who has more knowledge about the Quran than I do. I'll ask them about it, and they would enlighten. That's why it's good to be able to share wisdom and knowledge. To be able to have it and not share it is worthless. You're worthless. If you have wisdom and knowledge and you don't share it with someone, you just want to be a hoarder, it's worthless. When you die, it's gone. Period. It no longer exists. It no longer exists. So I want to just say hello to everybody who's coming on, and I appreciate you coming on to this channel. John G. Jones, 147 Research Lodge. I appreciate you. I thank you. And we're just really trying to just get information out to you, pump information out to you. We want you to understand that there's nothing wrong with being a part of a great fraternity such as the Freemasons and Eastern Stars, or may I say a society. However you want to word that, it is indeed an honor and privilege. And I say that all the time because of you, because of brothers and sisters that I've come across and enjoyed the conversation about what it is, the philosophy and teachings and wisdom that it has. But there are some who become members and they try to tear it up. They come in your lodge, they're destructive. They bring a non-working attitude. And when you are a part of this organization, it's about working together. It's about building. And if you're not able to build the next man up and all you think about is titles and all you thinking about what free tickets you're going to get to the dinner, who's going to pay for your room when you become Grandmaster, you've totally lost it. Because to be in leadership is to be a service to the people. And if you are a Worshipful Master, a Junior Warden, a Grandmaster, a Worthy Matron, Associate Matron, Conductors, Assistant Conductors, any of those positions that you've been elected to, you are a service to the people. You serve the people. Yeah, I know sometimes Grandmasters can get bent out, and put out edicts. I know that. But you know what? Elections is coming up. And you can vote them in or keep them in. You know, you can vote them in or vote them out. You know, but that's a choice that your jurisdiction have to make. That's a choice they have to make. But when looking at wisdom and how it's shared amongst people and individuals, I thank the Nation of Islam for sharing wisdom. You know, I don't agree with everything Farrakhan says. I don't. But you know what? I agree with a whole lot more than I disagree with. That's the truth. Now, I know some of you probably saying he done lost his mind. No, I've always been a supporter of the Nation of Islam. I've always been a supporter of my church. To God be the glory. I'm just saying. That's just me. I don't religiously gangbang. You know, some of you get so caught up in just like you get caught up in Masonic gangbanging, you get caught up in religious gangbanging. I can actually have a conversation with a brother from the nation in regards to Freemasonry. Because let me tell you, they study you. Oh, don't be surprised that they don't. Come on now, you can't be that surprised. Elijah Muhammad even talked about it. Farrakhan even talked about it. Come on. Noble Drew Ali, come on, guys. You can't just say you didn't know this. Just like they said they didn't know that there were female Freemasons. Come on now. I'm just saying. This is from my own personal research and what I've noticed. I mean, when Brother Farrakhan came, he spoke at JP what is his name? It was his lodge in Los Angeles. Can't even think of his name. But when he spoke there, the house was packed. The house was packed. You know, he spoke at a full audience. I think it was like a couple of hundred Masons there in Eastern Stars, and he spoke there. They gave him a nice little love token. But what happened to that communication piece between the Nation of Islam and Freemasonry? What happened to that? Somewhere along the line, that piece got severed. Somebody cut that piece. You know, J.P. Jones is his name. Grandmaster J.P. Jones was the Grandmaster at the time. He invited Louis Farrakhan to Los Angeles to speak at his temple, and it was packed out. You can say whatever you want to say. I don't know of another man of Farrakhan's status, be it a minister or anybody that can call and say, I want you to meet me at the mall in Washington, D.C., and we're going to have a conversation. And you get almost 2 million men to show up. I don't know of another person. It is not to bash anybody who's a minister of the gospel, but it's truly to say that it's something about the Nation of Islam that attracts men and women. But I'm talking to the brothers at this time, sisters. No pun intended. I'm just saying that they take you, they clean you up. They do what we say we're supposed to be doing, making a good man better. But they go a lot deeper than that. You ain't even got to be a good man. Just be a man. And they straighten you up if you abide by their rules and regulations. They do that. Yeah, it's all about networking. You have to share 2 of your contacts, and I have a benefit from it. And they will benefit from my... Yes, absolutely. It's all about networking. If you can take this thing we call Freemasonry and really use it, not in a positive way, but not in a negative way, and use it, you would be surprised. You would truly be surprised. But what happens and what I see is that we can't do that for some strange reason. You know, for some strange reason, we have each other get owed out. I can't talk to you. And this is the thing that hurts us. What I want to try to do is to enlighten all of us on a different path of Freemasonry. That's just like I met a brother, a Filipino brother. He showed me, he said he's a member of California Grand Lodge. And he showed me, I was like, okay, cool. Then he said, have you ever heard of the snake degree? Snake degree? What type of degree is the snake degree? I was like, no, I've never heard of the snake degree. So he pulls out his membership card. He asked me, did I want to be a part of the snake degree? And it's done in the desert. Now, I haven't done any reading on the snake degree. I know nothing about that. So with me not knowing anything about it, I wasn't going to chance it. Because I don't know if there's hazing involved. I don't know. I would like to have an idea of what I'm about to do with this temple when I say yeah, I'll do that. No. Mm-mm. And that's the thing that I've gotten from my brothers who are a part of the Nation of Islam, that we're working on a temple not made by hands that is spoken of even in your different rituals. But we don't see it that way. You think you're talking about something physical? No. Masons or masonry is all about illusions. What does this allude to? It's all about magic. Oh, you didn't know it was all about magic. Come on now. Look, the very words you speak can cause harm, can build up, can tear down. It can make a person be the very words you speak spells into existence. Huh? You speak life into existence. It's all about magic. You can call it whatever you want to call it, but I'm saying magic right now. In the old days, if you're over in Haiti, they're going to call it voodoo, right? Voodoo or voodoo? Voodoo, right? That's what they're going to call it, you know? And then you're going to really see some stuff. That's when you're going to, it's different over there. You know, I had a brother from Haiti I met in Target, seen my jacket on. I said, "Hey, brother, how you doing?" All right. So we got to talking, and I learned from talking to him that it's masonry over in Haiti. It's different. Masonry over in Haiti, they deal in voodoo. So I don't know a whole lot about voodoo, but I know when I was coming up, they said voodoo is not voodoo. Voodoo? Is it? Yeah. Voodoo, right? Voodoo is not a good thing. But I've learned that it's not a bad thing. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm trying to convey, brothers. The wisdom that you have, please depart that wisdom. Sisters, the wisdom that you have, please depart that wisdom. You can't take it with you. Share it. And this is the thing that the Nation of Islam and Freemasonry have in common, is that we're able to depart the wisdom that we have. If you become a registered member of the Nation of Islam, man, there's so much stuff that it is. It is almost 80 degrees here in San Diego, California during the month of January. Oh my God. Can you believe that? So I just want you all to really consider, you know, the what we have as Freemasons and the literature, and really going into the degree work. Not just your first 2-3 degrees, but those other appending bodies. Oh man. Once you get into them other appending bodies, hey, it's a whole lot of information there. Do I recommend it? Yeah. I recommend that if you're able and capable of going into the appending bodies, York Rite and Scottish Rite, do it. Do it. You know, do it. Now, I'll tell you this for the diehard Christians. When you become a Shriner, you may have some second thoughts. I'm just saying. If you are a diehard Christian, when you get to the Shriners, the Shriners auxiliary, it's an auxiliary. But when you get there, you may want to rethink that. And it's truth. I'm not trying to scare anybody or woo. I'm just saying that Shrindom teaches Islam. It does. 5 times a day of prayer, brothers. Same thing for the sisters if you're a daughter of the Sphinx. Now, I can't say what it does for the daughters of Isis. I can't. I don't know. But I can say for the daughters of Sphinx and for the ancient Arabic order nobles of the Mystic Shrine, oh, you're about to have your introduction into Shrindom, into the nation or into Islam when you become a Shriner. Take a look at your crescent. The scimitars with the star between it and turning sideways, and see what it looks like. Don't you know that's the moon and the star? I'm just saying. That's the beauty of it all. You know, I think that very magical with voodoo. Thank you. a look right now tonight in Islam and Freemasonry. Thoughts on that? So go ahead and call in and let me know. 619-985-1184. I'm looking forward to your calls, and I can go on about it. So let's take a look now. In Freemasonry, we speak about 3 individuals and about 15 rough friends. Okay, Harem Abif, King Solomon, and Harem of Tyre. Okay, and you can even go into the Bible and Quran and find out about those two individuals. Those two individuals. The two we'll find is going to be King Solomon and Hiram Abith. Now, there's another harem that is mentioned, and we say harem of Tyre, but there's another one mentioned in the Bible. So if you go into Kings and you begin to read about the building of the temple, you will find King Solomon summons and asks of the other for help to build the temple, for which he did. Look, the temple wasn't that huge. Okay, let's be real. That temple that King Solomon was working on was not that big at all. Maybe about the size of a tennis court. Maybe about the size of a tennis court. That's what that was at. So hold on a second. Okay, I'm up. Shucks. Woo, I'm good now. So if you want to call in, you can do it. 619-985-1184. That number will be available for the next 28 minutes. I'm going to be on. You know what? I got the kids. I hear them out there now. It's just a matter of time before one of them be calling me. So tonight, our topic is the Nation of Islam and Freemasonry, and in the benefits of both organizations. Because I believe, and I'm not a member of the Nation of Islam, but I would definitely say there's a benefit to being part of the Nation of Islam. I would say that from the work that I see that they do, be it in the streets and in the community, there's a benefit to being part of the Nation of Islam. No doubt about it. You can say whatever you want to say. I'm telling you, from being in their presence, there's a benefit. That's truth. Hell, going in their presence makes you want to put on a suit and tie. I'm just saying it does. I mean, let's be real. When I'm talking with the brothers and they all suited and booted, they make me want to put on a suit and tie. Hello, can I help you?
Hey, bro.
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing, bro?
I'm all right. Who am I talking to right now?
Brother Stevens, Rushmaster Carl Stevens Lodge number 2, Atlanta, Georgia.
All right, talk to me.
Grand Lodge.
Which Grand Lodge?
Hey, bro. Most Worshipful Lazarus Grand Lodge.
All right, Lazarus. You done rose from the rise, Lazarus. Talk to me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, just I'm listening to you. Yes, to the show. You know, I can't speak much on Nation of Islam. As you say, I'm one of those devout Christians.
Ain't nothing wrong with
but,
that.
You know, I definitely do see the benefit of it. I definitely see the benefit of either side. Being members of either religious body. There's always, perks that come along with it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, for the Nation of Islam, me being a history major at Morehouse when I was at school and studying more and more about the Nation of Islam as a whole, you have to first understand it is more Americanized than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's more centered towards development of the black communities and just
Yeah, you still here? Go ahead.
I think that's kind of as a people we kind of get this thing mixed up as far as unity and the word unity for our people.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to really go down to a cultural thing for us.
Right. Okay.
Whites and blacks are very different when it comes down to our cultures, and it is shown prevalent in our society.
Mm-hmm.
We always ask the question about why don't white Masons go around showing light and all this, because they don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
It's an unspoken thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's an unspoken thing. We're the community that we have to go above and beyond on anything.
That is true.
Has always been, to the forefront, and has always been bigger. Look at the women's suffrage movement for whites. That was in the streets, in the home. If you looked at the rights movement, that was in the TVs, the living rooms, the radios. It had to be on a bigger screen, on a bigger spectrum. And I think that's really what masonry is. Masonry for blacks. This is where we're at now, because you have a lot of things thrown at us by Grand Lodge of England, by women's Grand Lodges, and this is really a test to see where did you stand.
So tell me this here, since I got you on the phone. All right, you brought up the Grand Lodge of England. So where do you stand on the fact that the Grand Lodge of England says that if a member of their jurisdiction who sees themselves as a male and then later change over and become a female by all bodies and parts and still keep their membership, what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, I feel as though that right there shows you where their mindset is and where their morals lie. If we say this organization is supposed to be a moral organization, we're supposed to stand on morality and different moral codes, then that shows you right there, then they're the playbook.
Mm-hmm.
They're able to revise, re-edit, amend the playbook.
Okay.
For a long time, they were, and you can look it up. Everything I say, you can look it up. For a long time, the Grand Lodge stated that they are not the sole determining factor on regularity in the world. They aren't. They stated that themselves.
They did.
However,
I seen the letter that they wrote and said that they were not the sole personnel
right.
for. Yeah, they did say that.
But however, they are, in terms of the First Grand Lodge and the Constitution of the First Grand Lodge. If you see what they stated right there, they set themselves up as the deemer of regularity.
They did.
So it's a twofold. It's a twofold. You have to look at it. It's a twofold. So on one hand, they say, we do not stand as the I guess the governor of order or regularity of life.
Uh-huh.
If you want to be recognized, and if you want to be
I lost you, bro. I'm losing you, bro. I don't know if you're on. Sound like you're underwater. Talk to me.
You got me now?
Yeah, I got you now.
Okay. My apologies. But yeah, it's a twofold, because on one hand they say, we're not the sole governors on who's regular and who's irregular. However, if you're going to be with us, this is the things that we're going to do.
Uh-huh.
These are the codes along with. Now, what happens? And you brought this up at your last show. What happens as just like in history, everything in history comes to a full circle. For 200 years, they didn't recognize Prince Hall, and because of membership, because of funds, because of the outlet that Prince Hall gave them, as far as a new outlet to membership, a new outlet to bringing members into Grand Lodge Estate from Prince Hall and bringing Grand Lodge Estate members to Prince Hall. It's been a vice versa thing. What happens in 5 to 10 years when Grand Lodge England and Grand Lodge Estate follow the trend of Grand Lodge England and say, hey, yeah, well, they're accepting this, we're going to accept it too, I guess. Because don't be mistaken, if Grand Lodge England said now they're accepting transgender, you think Grand Lodge Estate aren't? You think they're not?
Hey, I said that in the last show. I said that in the last show.
Yeah, but it goes. Don't you have to think about this? When I was in school, we used to talk about the culture of black people and the culture of the black man. And one thing you realize that you are a unique set of people. We are a unique set of people.
How you doing?
Why is that? Well, for the simple reason, they took you from various parts of Africa. They didn't just go to one side. They didn't just go to one part of Africa and say, oh yeah, well, we like these Africans, let's get them. No.
I want to say something, but I'm video right now.
Go on.
What is this?
I'm listening, bro. Go ahead. Break it on off.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. I just had some company to come over. No, they all right.
Oh, okay. But, they didn't just go to one piece. They searched an entire continent. And in that, they broke apart different cultures, different tribes, different sects of people. And those sects cultures and those tribes had different mindsets. They had different months. They had different ways of doing things.
Right.
And when you mix them all into one collective pot and you Americanize them, you culture them, as they say. You culture the slaves, because there was a period in between the transport and other slaves that you had to culture that slave for where they were going. They were going to the south. You had culture to go to the south.
Right.
You have the islands. That's why the islands are the most uncultured as far as stability. If you know, the most of the known world always pictures the islands as the uncivilized people. Why is that? Ones that were dropped off first. They didn't culture them. They dropped them off first, put them in the sugar cane, and said, "Go do what you do."
Ooh.
The southern slaves, the northern slaves, were the ones that were cultured. They were the ones that you had to feed them certain things on the ship, so their stomachs were able to eat those things when they got on the got to the sea. And so you look at the same thing that happens now. We culture our own people. If you grow up in a certain lifestyle, you grow in a certain way, because of that culture of you will not accept anything outside of what you know.
But see,
and it puts us in a box.
But see, that's where this whole thing comes into play. And I would say that for me, that's why I'm able to go to church and then flip that and go over to the mosque, because once you put yourself in a box, you are limiting yourself to a world of facts and experiences.
Yeah, definitely.
You know.
Definitely. You limit yourself to it, because one thing you don't understand, that you have to understand about religion, is that religion is all encompassing. Now, but it also goes by regions. If you look at every region that has a different religion outside of Hinduism and Buddhism, all of them really go to the same thing. At some point in time, somebody's going to come back and render some judgment. At some point in time. Now, at some date, the 19th, the 24th, everybody has their own timing period. But at some point, what all combines religion is that at some point, somebody's going to come back and make a judgment. And when you understand that, you're able to, and that's why, for me, being a Master Mason, being duly elected worship master, receiving my 14th degree in the Scottish Rite, I'm able to be grounded. Even at 27 years old, I'm able to be grounded in what I believe, because of the simple fact that once you believe what you believe, it's easy to be open to listening to others, because you're grounded. Everything that people are giving you and that you're reading are nothing but jewels that you're taking and you're applying them. That's why Masonry doesn't talk about religion or politics in a lodge. It's for the simple fact those are things that define us. If you are able to talk about stuff and able to bring different points of views in, then hey, it makes Masonry not a division.
Okay, so I have Malcolm on the line. Malcolm.
Yes, brother.
What you want to talk about? What you want to add to the conversation?
I wanted to speak on my literature that I wrote.
Malcolm, what type of literature is that?
It is possible to be at peace on this earth.
It's possible to be what?
It is possible to be at peace on this earth.
Oh, it's very much possible to be at peace on this earth, Malcolm. There's no doubt about that. Nobody's disclaiming that it's not possible to be peaceful on the earth. Not at all.
But at the same time, you are in every religion. You are affirmed that there will be troubles on this earth, as you hear.
Yeah, but
you can have peace, but there gonna be some troubles along with it.
Oh yeah.
That's some trouble.
Absolutely. So your literature is about being peaceful on this earth, right, Malcolm?
Yes.
But I'm gonna tell you this show is about Freemasonry, Malcolm. And if your literature doesn't pertain that, there's no disrespect for you, but this is what we talk about on this show.
Correct.
Okay, so if you want to talk about Freemasonry, and I know you're not a Mason, you're welcome to have that conversation. But to come on and say you want to talk about your literature, Malcolm, brother, no disrespect, but we're gonna have to pass on that one.
Correct. Yes, decisions are not perfect. Yes.
Okay. So do you want to talk on Freemasonry?
Yes, I do.
You have questions you want to ask?
I do. To add water to unclean water, you know, is that the source of development?
To add water to unclean water, is that the source to undevelopment?
Is that the source to development?
Well, I tell you what, if you have dirty water in a glass and you begin to pour clean water in it, eventually that glass and that water is going to become clean. That's a fact. So
like
if
Dr. King said, man, love over power.
oh, for sure. So if you are around people of like minded, if you're around people who look out to see that you want to be successful in life, that would be that water that you want to be around. Anyone that doesn't see, or anyone who don't what's the word I'm looking for? Anyone who doesn't want to see you be successful in life, then you need to cut them loose. That's a fact.
Definitely. Yeah. You can't make moves opposed to rooting for your downfall.
Yeah, because they'll be, you're trying to build a house made of bricks around people who want to just take your bricks and throw them away. So,
Yeah.
no, you do. I mean, yeah, you can put water into a glass that's dirty, but as long as you're putting water in, eventually that glass is going to become clean. That's the uniqueness of pure water, So, with that being said, Malcolm, I'm going to need to clear this line and let somebody else get on. I appreciate you calling in. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
All right.
Well,
I appreciate Brother Malcolm calling in. He called in the other night, and I think Brother Christopher Jackson went in on him.
But bro, you know what? Going back to your last video about it, personally, I just want to say, I definitely appreciate you for all the information that you just spent. I think it's well informed and definitely well researched. You definitely helped me a lot as a young Mason.
Well,
in my early work, my early travels, in our previous conversations, I always leave you with a lot more than I came with, which is as you should in masonry.
Absolutely, as you should, and that's the uniqueness that I would like to share with everybody, with every Mason. Period. The thing is
but
that.
You know what, man?
Go ahead.
But even getting on that part, but one thing I've realized that when the well is closed, when a person's well is closed, it's closed.
Mm-hmm.
And it really ain't no pouring, and it's not. You can't drop a bucket in there trying to get nothing out of it.
Right.
Some wells you gotta just let remain closed until they really seek to fill their well.
Okay.
Fill it back up.
Okay.
And I say that because as I'm traveling more and more, one thing I'm realizing about this is that we fight amongst ourselves more about the nonsense and the minuteness of masonry. And a guy from Grand Lodge State didn't even know anything about GHA or John G. Jones.
Right.
That goes to show you that our scope and what we're focused on is not the focus of the rest of the crowd. It's not focused on our minute core.
No, I focus on.
As we should. I brought this California. The Grand Lodge, California is doing a symposium, I think, in March, I want to say. I think it's a symposium or something like that.
I think so.
They have a brother on there from the Flexion Society.
Uh-huh.
He's presenting on Prince Hall. He brings up a very interesting thought about Prince Hall and says that the Prince Hall and the 14 men, their original desires for masonry was not to start Prince Hall masonry. And I think that's interesting. Very interesting outlook on it. Because we look at John G. Jones and we look at members of John G. Jones sect. I say sect because it is a group within the group. But you look at the members within our group, they're more the average man, the everyday man, the communal.
Mm-hmm.
We're in our own community. And you look at the Brothers of Prince Hall, and you look at different brand that is Prince Hall, and it kind of throws you off a little bit because you're looking at it as brand and not the actual organization.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one thing is, Black Ancient Freemason Masons, we are on the market as far as we look at the organization, not just the brand per se.
Uh-huh.
We kind of stay away from labeling out the brand and to a greater good or a greater group. Black people, we have never been one to subject ourselves to one mode of thinking.
Absolutely. And before I forget, I want to send a shout out to the Grand Lodge, Peru and Argentina. They just signed a Masonic treaty. I just got that information via email, and I can post. They sent me info that they now have a amity with each other. That's the Grand Lodge of Peru and Argentina. That's unique.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they just recently did a Masonic recognition amongst their bodies to where they're going to be in fellowship. Have the invitation to they're going to be having their annual June, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be in Peru. If all goes well and I have a little change in my pocket, I might want to try to make that journey. I think my Grandmaster was talking about it at one time. He wanted to go. So here's that opportunity. You never know.
Yeah, and like I said, we're so close to our Americanized way of thinking, and we think that our rifts are the rift of the world. It's really not. It's really not. The world is not with the rift of Honor Free, International, PHA, and whatever other letters you want to put with it. They're not, because you have bodies coming up everywhere.
You do.
These bodies are coming, and they're real. And that part about it is, and this is just something to think about. They're not older men.
Mm-hmm. And brother,
they're not in their 40s and 50s and 60s. These guys are in their late 20s, 30s.
Right.
They're the younger generations, and they're asking the real questions.
They are, and like Brother Jackson just said, you can't have peace. You can't have peace with. Let me see. I think I'm gonna go back to say. He said you can't talk about peace on earth if you have a fight within yourself. And a lot of us, a lot of.
Fighting about a rift that.
Say what?
We're sitting there fighting about a rift that happened 130 years ago that none of us were in the room for.
I know, bro. That's the thing that gets me. That's the thing that's funny to me, that we do talk about a rip or something that happened 130 years ago that we were not in the room entitled to, and it still carries on today. That's the foolishness that we have to deal with.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a appeal that it is instilled in us culturally. Willie Lynch. You can debate whether or not Willie Lynch's letters are real or not. The mindset and the mantra behind Willie Lynch is true. If you want to separate the slave and to cause confusion within the slave, you have to put titles. That's why they had a house slave and a field slave. The overseer and the will.
But I'm gonna say this though. All house slaves was not necessarily perceived as house slaves. Now there were some house slaves that said,
"Hey."
A
lot of house slaves that were down with it. They were the ones who were really. If you want to go even talk about birth of a nation. Look at that.
Yeah.
They weren't all field slaves.
No, they were not. And that's
They
what
were now. They were the learned ones.
They were the one that really kind of, in a sense, I would say that they helped a lot of people escape.
They had the plan. They had the outline.
Because they was close to the master. See, this is the thing that we fail to do. We fail to study those who are against us.
But see, that is us as a people. That's the one thing that we never got out of. We never got out of sabotaging our own. We never caught the play. We never caught the play of get close to the plan, learn the plan, and then bring the plan back.
Right, and it's not that the plan is complicated either.
John C. Jones was really smart about one thing, and you can knock him for a lot of stuff. But John G. Jones noticed one thing. He said, "Hey, this is what y'all doing. Okay, this don't make no sense. Why are we doing this? Why are we trying to be a part of them?
Mm-hmm.
You know, why are we trying to be over there and do? No, we are what we are. We're gonna do it our way. That is why you had National Grand Lodge and you had National Compact and everything else. Because as black people, we cannot just submit to one idea and say, yeah, we all gonna follow this. We're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know, we're not gonna do it. That's not who we are.
Right.
You know, that's not our nature. We are a communal people. That's why you can go. That's why we have the east side, the west side, the north side, and the south side. Because all of us are different.
Mm-hmm. So I see D. Johnson.
The east side, they're gonna be totally different from the west side.
That's true. I see D. Johnson. D. Johnson asked the question, and I don't know who's asking the question to. He just asked, "Is your informational lodge and fraternal communication with Prince Hall?" I don't know who he's asking that to. You know, so.
I seriously, if he's talking about any research lodge, I seriously doubt it, because it's one thing we know about.
I don't know. He said informational lodge. I don't know what the informational lodge is.
I probably believe it's probably referring to the research lodge.
Okay, so the research lodge is not in communication with PHA, even though we have had communications with them on a Grand Lodge scale. But no, we're not. So we're that research lodge that we're open. I mean, we're open to say, okay, if you have information to bring to us that's going to be really beneficiary for us, and not only just us, but to all Masons, we want to hear. We want to know what it is. But if you're coming with the BS, that ain't going to happen here. So that's what this research lodge is all about.
Definitely. And like I said, you know, that's just one thing about it. The story. Masonry is a story. But
Yeah.
you know, the first thing that you hear in history is what? His story.
His story. And you know, they're told.
History is the story of the victor. And if we look back in history, and we look back even at the times of real, because let's not be mistaken, John G. Jones, although they try to label him as the father of bogus masonry and everything else, there was others before him that split.
Of course.
There was others before him that left. There was others before him that had a different mindset and had different mantras about going about doing things. They weren't down with the whole, well, shoot, let's go to England, get our charter, and we're gonna this. They weren't down with that. They were like, well, shoot, we got this. Let's work with this.
Wait a minute.
You know your friend that say, hey, man, I got this. Why do I need to go and get that? We know that. And so, you know, you try to label him as one thing. He got that label because he's the one that succeeded in building something that lasted. Look at the history look at the history outside of Prince Hall, which ranged from a 200+ year history. The next succeeding history is that of John G. Jones' lineage. Lodge's been around over 100 years.
And I'm reading some of these. I'm reading this post by Brother Christopher Jackson. He said, "No, you are not allowed to be open unless you are PHA. Say you can. A matter of fact, you better start sitting down and pissing." Oh my goodness! Today is Sunday.
I mean, because that's you got to understand, that's the mindset of our people as a whole. We have that elite.
Oh my goodness!
Once we reach the mountaintop, there's the great ones that we remember and the great ones that we name. The reason that we named them is because when they reached the mountaintop, they were helping others. They were building bridges. They were building those bridges to help others get up. Thurgood Marshall. You have all these people that built bridges so that others could attain. We have in 2019 we have fallen away from, you know, or we have really, let me not say fallen away. We have fallen into what W. Du Bois calls the top percent. That top percent mentality. Once we reach it, we're not trying to help nobody else because we feel as though that's an elite club. We are now a member of something that unites.
Well, it is.
But that goes back to that culture. That goes back to that culturistic breakdown of a slave and that slave mentality. You cannot talk about masonry and black masonry and black masonry versus white masonry without talking about slavery, without talking about Jim Crow, without talking
That's
If
true.
anything else they have taught you, and this is just being blatantly honest, if white people have taught you nothing else, in times of struggle, in times of strife, they will band together.
Oh hell yeah!
They
Excuse
don't
my language.
care who-
Yes,
they don't care what you
that's the
believe,
point.
they don't care your
That's
principles,
what we have
they
to
will band
realize
together.
right there. That's
They
what we
will
have to
band together.
realize.
We're the only people that will sit back and say, well, I don't like the way you look at the civil rights. We talk about the civil rights movement so much that we forget the strife that happened in the civil rights movement. Look at the SNCC, the SCLC, students' rights, the NAACP, the Montgomery Improvement Association. Look at all of these associations that happened while the NAACP was still up and thriving. We didn't want to submit. We came up with our own.
Man.
To affect change within our own society, in our own community. We didn't look to the greater society to come down and help us.
And that's the thing we have to start thinking about. We have to
about white, bro.
We have to
They
start.
don't care about your affiliation. They don't care about where you come from. When it's time to move and mobilize, all of them gonna mobilize.
And that's the mindset that we have to come across. When it's time to do, we have to think. I'm throwing it all I'm throwing everything to the wind. We got to get in this thing together, but a lot of us don't see it that way, and it's just something that I guess, as individually, they got to work through.
But see, for them, it comes in that research. That research is everything, because you're not just dealing with the average black man on the corner, or the average black man that works an average 9 to 5. That is just, you can come and say, hey, this you can give them the rhetoric. You can say, hey, make your decision. It is what it is. You're dealing with a society. When I speak of society, I always say the black society, because that is who Prince Hall looks to be their moderator of what do we follow, what do we say, what is our
Well,
stance on
I have contacted the Flex. I personally contacted the Flex Society, and they have not yet contacted me back. I have even reached out to that think tank. They have not reached back out to me. I have even reached.
You know what, bro?
Huh?
They're not.
Well, the ideal is
they're
that.
close to the idea that there's anything outside of the story of Prince Hall.
Well,
once you're there, there's no. That's why I say some people you got to leave that well where it is.
Well, yeah, you're right. But here it is, though.
There's no.
In the process of leaving that well where it's at, the ideal for me, I'm speaking specifically for me, is to say, look, I get tired of you talking about me without me being present. And then when I'm present, you get quiet. So something ain't right with that picture. I'm just saying, you could talk about me all day, and then when I pop up, you want to be quiet. So why you can't talk now? Why you can't show your facts now? That's all I'm saying.
Because the stories of old serve the stories of new. If you look at what happened in the 1950s, 60s, in that great push that was Prince Hall Masonry resurgence, where did they take their fight? They took it to the public. They took everything to the media because they had the resources to do so.
Hold on a second. Time out, bro, just a second. So I'm looking at this feed again. I'm asking you, if you're on the chat line tonight, please, let's not do like we did a couple of nights ago. Let's be civil about our discussions, because tonight's topic is about the Nation of Islam and Freemasonry and how we work together, not only in that part, but as a people, as a group who's been disenfranchised, as one who's been damn near terrorized. I'm just saying that along this road that we call Freemasonry is bigger than where you at. And we have to set aside our differences to understand that. So that's what we're talking about tonight. So please, if you're in the chat line, be respectful, and we're going to move on from there.
But see, that's where we've lost that. And that's the 20. We can thank the 21st century technology phase for that one. Everybody is an internet hustler. hustle hard to craft. I think, I don't know. I don't know about other brothers, but and this is on the tangent of my own brother. I don't know about other brothers, but when I came in, this was just almost 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
The older brothers in the crowd, the first thing they were talking about was tattoos and getting different brands and different things of Masonic reference and how they discouraged it. And I feel true to that to this day. I would never get a Masonic tattoo or anything of that manner. That's just my own personal view. But I just look at how, we're so quick to talk about clandestine and how everybody's out for money and everybody's out for money and money. But I've seen more, and this is being real, I've seen more Prince Hall brothers and more even Grand Lodge State brothers selling Masonic cigars, Masonic flask holders, and which is nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just on the notion of we talk about the solemnity of the craft and how important the craft is, and how the other side is pimping the craft, and they just pimping the square and compass, and they just getting the money from initiations and everything else. But on the other side, what are you doing?
Right.
What are you doing? Are you not using the craft for your game? Are you not using the square and compass and that for your game to sell to brothers and sell to other members and everything? Are you not using that for your game?
Right.
So in a sense, are you not doing the same thing they doing? Just they getting it up front? Are you mad? International has no matter how bogus you want, and I in my research of international, it is what it is. But international has a system, and it has worked for them.
Right, and that's the thing. Here's the thing. When you say,
it's worked.
Here's the thing that I see. It's their system. It's their system of Freemasonry. So you can say
it works for them. It works for them.
Absolutely. It is their system of Freemasonry.
You're so wrong. Because my lodge
Man,
does
show me
certain
something to
things
eat. I
that
messed around
if
about home.
you came in, you might say, well, my lodge doesn't do that. Well, hey, this is how we do it.
Yeah.
It's just you can't have one without having the other.
That's right.
You want to say, well, hey, you can do dual membership. How do you have a dual membership?
Well,
let's look at that.
You know what? That's going to have that's going now you're going another way. That's going to have to be another topic for another day, dual membership. But check this out. You know what? It's that time of day for me. It's like we've been on here for 110 and I see people that's kind of study popping on. So I'm going to send everybody a big shout out. Sister Elizabeth, Brother Jackson, Sheen Hitep, Masonic Quiz, New Era King, Brother Anthony Brown, Brother Maddox. I'm sending everybody a shout out. I can just come across D Jackson. Welcome to the show. So definitely, I'm going to have to be going now because, it's that time of day. I got to take the wife out. I'm just going to be honest with you. It is what it is. So I appreciate you coming on. Thank you for your comments, everybody. Please, whatever you do, as always, keep your light on and stay out the bushes. And we're going to come across each other again. And I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. Let's say Tuesday, 5 o'clock p.m. That is on the Pacific Standard Time. And that should be about maybe 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock West Coast time. So until I see you and meet and greet, peace and be well, everybody.